And the trees, the flowering trees, just like in Rutherford. Wow. What a beautiful time of year to be out riding.
Now we are coming up on some very unusual weather. We have really had, and these battery chargers, I think we're at the end of taking care of them. We have had some beautiful riding weather. It looks like today's going to be a great day to ride, and my philosophy is never, never work on motorcycles when you can be riding. Because there's only so many riding days. There isn't an unlimited days out of a whole year. Maybe you get, I don't know, so you pick the number, depending on how cold or how hot you want to be. But the point is, when I get these nice riding days, I like to ride. And I like to ride all through the whole pitching rotation. But the only problem now is, we have a little minor problem with this COVID, and I can't get together with friends the way I'd like to, but we are making the most, and again, thank you to the medical workers. I did watch the weather last night, and I watched again this morning, and what's going to happen, today is the last of the good days, and then we're going to have 3 days where it's going to be like 70–80% chance of rain, and the temperature is going to drop back down. So what I thought I'd do is I'd get all of the things ready for working on the RD. I want to do the jetting, I want to do the timing, and I wanted to share what I know about, little that I know about jetting. It's very basic stuff, but a lot of people take a motorcycle and they'll just ride it, and it can be at 90%. Well, if you don't, with any two-stroke, if you don't go that extra little bit, and of course you don't have to, but it's fun to do it. So what happened years ago is I worked out, when I first bought the bike with Luciano's help, I worked out some jetting that worked in the summer, basically with those pipes on a bike and with that set up the way it is. And then when I changed the pipes, I worked out a whole new set of jetting, and I have notes for everything, and I have the jets. So what I'm going to try to do is, again, I'm going to try to share that on one of the very, very near future videos. But today, because of the spectacular weather, I thought I'd get another picture out there and let this guy get his arm rested. The RD, here's the problem with the RD. It's so much fun to ride. You get addicted to it. And all of a sudden you get out, and I've done this many times. Come out to the garage here, I have an R1, and all of a sudden I'm walking toward the RD and looking for the fuel petcock. It's easy to get addicted because the bike is so much fun to ride, and you can just jack in and go, you can turn around in a driveway and everything. But again, I've had 2 or 3 days of that. Now I'm ready for something different. So today what I decided to do, I'm going to take the R1 out. It's got the new front tire, scuff in the tire, make sure everything's good. That bike is basically ready for the summer. I don't even think it'll need a back tire. The back tire's only got, 1,000 miles or something on it. So that bike will then be ready. Then if it rains tomorrow, you can see how my mind works. And I'm only trying to share this because people that have several motorcycles, a lot of times, the thing to avoid is that a beautiful sunny day comes and you decide, well, I think I'll change tires today. And then a riding day, I'm going to ride Saturday, and all of a sudden, and it's pouring. Now you see what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand that. Now the reason I understand it is because having had my own business for many years, you can't waste anything. You can't waste toilet paper. So this is something I'm trying to share is with my small collection and how I try to maximize the riding time and use the rainy days and cold days to do the work and restoration. And it has worked pretty well for me. You can decide. You take a look at the bikes. That's the end of the discussion. You decide if that works for you. If it doesn't, if you got 6, 8, 10 brand new bikes like Jay Leno, I'm jealous. Now I've said this about both of the big 1000cc sport bikes. These bikes, the R1 and the FCR, I don't enjoy riding them when there's low traction. When it's either the roads are wet or right after they salt the roads or whatever. Because number one, neither one of them have traction control. Modern bikes, these are 11 years old. This one's 11, the other one's over 30. They do not have traction control. So I'm the human traction control, and I'm not that good. Plus the other thing that's very significant, I spent 900 hours restoring this bike, and I've already crashed it. So I don't want to spend another 900 hours, and even bigger, more important than that, I'm a baby and I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to wind up in an ER. So having said everything there, let me go feed the fish, the birds, have the coffee, check out the yard, check out the zinnias are already starting to poke their nose up, and get a final look at my babies here. I call them my children, for lack of a better word, but there really is something I have to tell anybody that knows. Those RDs, when you start riding them and riding them hard, they get addictive. Now come on, just because we're sequestered, it doesn't mean you're not going to eat. Come on, baby. Manja, manja. And you must have a generous cup of coffee before any ride. We'd sit outside today and check out the bikes. I would never ride this bike without checking the air in the tires. And boy, oh boy. When you don't have traction control and you start getting frisky, it can ruin your whole day, as we know firsthand. I know Dallas will get a kick out of this. I'm just sitting out here with my cup of coffee, oogling, checking out the bike. And this bike now, it's 11 years old. And this is the brand new front tire, and I want to see if Vlad is right about these. Changing the front tire on a GS to the high-end Michelin one was a big upgrade. This may be better. I don't know. I'll know at the end of the year, and I'll see how long it lasts. That's of course a factor too. So I'm excited. Every day you ride, it's like there's something new happening, something new. What I found for me in the past, if I took the same bike and did the same ride over and over, about the 4th day, I wanted to quit motorcycling and buy a parakeet. It was terrible. That's funny. Karen and I, after I had my coffee, Karen and I did a little perp walk in the garden, see how things are coming up. We do have 4 baby zinnias growing in those pots already. And as the birds are chirping away, it has the look of going to be a spectacular day. I hope the birds are right. And every time I ride this bike, I think, it took me 11 years to get to this point, where I'm totally one with the motorcycle. And he has been a great evil twin project. He started off as a totally stock bike, went through several cycles of removing stickers, taking stickers off, changing mufflers, changing foot pegs, making those headlight pieces. When I think about how many hours went into making the mold for these headlight pieces, holy mackerel. And you may think, oh yeah, you could buy them on the internet. You can't. And polishing up all that titanium and metal and paint. And this whole bike has been hand buffed right when it was brand new, and I've painted several parts, made several parts. It's been a true evil quadruplet. So this is pretty funny. I know Karen's not going to want me telling this, but it's funny. There's no beauty parlors around. So Karen's bangs grew so long. She said, could you trim my bangs this morning? And I said, hey, I'm a craftsman, no problem. I don't think she's going to talk to me for a week.
And the trees, the flowering trees, just like in Rutherford. Wow. What a beautiful time of year to be out riding. Solid as a rock. Solid. That's a solid tire. It feels planted. It's a good tire. Thank you, Vlad. Sky all day. Boy, did we take advantage of this day. Wow. Absolutely beautiful day. Boy, the roads are empty, I guess because of the virus and nobody's working. Man, it's just like life after people. I just love about this bike on these back roads. You don't even have to shift. No matter what gear you're in, the torque is wide enough. You just go cruising. So how can you make this up? Karen, show me the sign. I wanted to make a thanking the medical workers sign. And what happens is there's a person in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and they sold out. There's no other ones around, so we're going to make our own sign. We took a public school sign. Is that Wendy ever a cheapo? Back from a ride. Hey Karen, how do you like your haircut? I forgot to ask you. Hey Chris. Chris, I cut her hair, I do her nails. What a princess. This is true. This is true.
You cut yours?
Let me see your haircut, young lady.
Nice.
Wow, nice. I'd give that guy a big tip.
I think next week we'll cut the length.
I can do hair, I do nails, I do hair. Hey, you got a super husband. You better appreciate him.
I'm sure.
Chris, let me see your hair. Is it getting a little long enough? Does your dog need a haircut? All right, that sign will be perfect.
Terrific.
People all over the place.
Make a stand for it.
I'll make a sand, yeah.
So it was a wonderful ride for a hairdresser like me, and a person that's doing all personal things for women now, making signs. They're still yapping. No wonder. I'm so happy. I just want to get out of my leathers, relax, get another cup of coffee, go sit by my pond and watch the fish mate. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching, and thanks to those medical workers. It's the only thing that allows us to go on these rides, and there's no cars out. It's life after people. It's unbelievable. But I hope we all get better, and I hope we'll all be riding together soon. So thanks for watching.